Hello my friends, today I'm sharing my experience of beating Pit Challenge Raid Phase 1 with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in Relic 7. So far I managed to deal 45% of the damage, and if you go just step by step what I did, probably your result will be close to mine, or maybe even better. So let's get started. Here's my team, and everyone except Kylo Ren and Masked, he is modded for the speed. The fastest unit here is of course Legend Kylo. His additional speed is around 189, and he has triangle for the crit damage. Then most fast after the Kylo is Hux, because he can pass turn meter to the Kylo and reset his abilities. Then goes Traun, and then what? But they are not too crazy speedy. The additional speed is just around 150, 140. And the last unit here is the Kylo Ren Unmasked. He is modded for the health and defense. So ways possible: triangle, circle, and plus use health mode. And speed for him is not super important. Also, if possible, give more health to Traun and Hux, because they are quite thin, their protection will disappear quite soon, and only heal over time will help them survive long enough. And just before we begin, you have to learn a few quite important things about this guy. So in phase 1, every time when the Gamorrean Capitan loses 20% of his health, he becomes much more offensive and speedy. That you have keep in mind and coordinate with your guild to start hitting simultaneously and finish simultaneously, so nobody of your guild members will deal with the harder version of the same phase. Another thing is, every time you hit Gamorrean Capitan, he takes 15% of turn meter. So don't speed him up, because then the raid will end quite soon. And the third very important thing about this guy is, every time when he take a turn, he decrease your offense for 5%, tenacity and mastery as well. And for legends, it's triplet of this. So that means every time this guy take a turn, your Kylo Ren legend lose 15% of offense, mastery and tenacity. Tenacity is not important, but mastery and offense is very important. So how are we going to deal with this guy? The only way to make a great damage in this raid is overtake this guy. And we will try to speed up our Kylo Ren with all possible ways and ramp up his mastery as soon as possible. Okay, let's begin. We put weapon tech on Kylo because it feeds turn meter to the Kylo in amount of 15% every time when the enemy takes turn. Then we immediately start using this middle ability, which increase amount of siphons for Kylo Ren. I don't use any other techs here from VET because I find them completely useless. For the shield generator, we actually cannot regenerate shield in this raid. For the med pack, it just heals a little bit. So this basic ability heal much more than this one. So till the end of the battle I will use basic for the VAT. Okay, now Hux passed turn meter to Kylo Ren and reset his ability, so we can increase our siphon second time a roll. Now we could pass turn meter to Kylo Ren again, but instead of that we will pass it to Hux. And then Hux will be able to reset abilities of Kylo Ren sooner, let's say faster. Now, as we know that we feed turn meter when we hit Gamorrean Capitan, but his turn meter is almost full, so it doesn't harm them. And we use mass assist, and when we do mass assist and when we have this advantage buff, we kind of guarantee to make a critical hit. And when we do critical hits, we charge ultima ability of Kylo Ren, which is very important because when Kylo Ren goes into ultima stand, his amount of siphons doubled, which will help us to increase our mastery as fast as possible. Have you seen? That was 3 critical hits, which is 15% of the charge. The next step, we're going to stun one of minion. And you know why? Because every time Kylo Ren uses his AoE on stand target, he actually increase his mastery doublet of siphons he has. So he will increase his mastery not for 80, but for 160 actually. So far, Gamorrean Capitan took 2 turns, even he hit us more than 3 times. It was only 2 turns. We can easily calculate it, 15 from 13, 2 turns. So he decreased our offense for 30%, but we increased our mastery for 160 because we hit the stun target. So far we increasing our damage more than we losing it. Another important thing about this buff, which is advantage, when you have this buff on your unit, his next attack guaranteed to be critical, and it helps to charge our ultima ability. Another thing which this buff does is it kind of defend you from the critical hits, because when you have this buff you cannot be critical hit. And the third positive effect this buff gives you, it gives 20% of turn meter to support units and some defense to the tank unit. Okay, he will use basic till the end of the battle, and now we will use, yeah, I guess we will use fracture to just charge ultima ability. And as you can see, it's charged to the 60% now. So we can start using ultima ability immediately, but we will not, because it's better to start using it when it's fully charged, because then it lasts longer. Basic, yeah. Increase siphons. Basic. Plastal meter. Siphons. So we can split the battle to the two half, and first half you have to increase your siphons. When the second half of the battle you have to increase your mastery. I mean, yeah, when you middle ability is on cooldown but your mass attack is ready, of course use it. But when you have both of them ready, give priority to increase your siphons first half of the battle. You see here my Traun is almost dead. So what helps me to have him survived is health. He has a speed mod, but he has decent health mods as well. So additional 16 health for the, I guess, circle, and probably for the plus. So we feed turn meter of our support units. So Traun will have the turn sooner, and he will be able to heal himself because he has heal over time buff on him. So it heals much more than med pack, as you can see. Well, we fully charged our ultimate ability now, and it doesn't make sense to spend this mass assist ability of Hux because it doesn't give us anything. Yeah, there is like RNG effect here, so your support units can be killed quite easily, quite often, but the session doesn't kill too much, doesn't last too much, so you can restart and try again, and maybe like 1 out of 5 attempts will be successful. So we go into Ultima stand as soon as possible. So ideally we would be able to increase our mastery when we in Ultima stand, because number of our siphons will be doubled. Second. Yeah, so you see from 170 it becomes 340, and if we have like perfect timing and we would have the minion here, then we would stun it with the Kylo Ren Unmasked and then use mass attack of the Kylo Ren Legend. Then we would increase our mastery not for 340 but for 680. Yeah, but that's hard to make because we kind of limited in time, and time here is not our friend. Yeah, speed up Kylo Legend and increase the amount of our mastery. What did I use here? I don't remember. Let's see. Basic. And now I believe we will use Fracture. Of course, increase siphons. increase siphons again, and we keep this guy here for a while because we want to stun him and use this ability on him to get doublet amount of mastery. Don't use mass attack so far because we will lose opportunity. Now we stun him. Basic. I guess basic. And by the way, yeah, basic was a mistake. It was a mistake, and I will say you later why. Increase siphons. So the problem is, instead of increase siphons here, if I would use mass assist from hacks, I would have already fully charged Ultima ability here, and I would go to the Ultima stand. And yeah, just to save you time, I will show you the future. So this is what we will have, just one turn before everyone is dead. And our Ultima ability is not fully charged. Anyways, I'm going to show you how much damage I will do this time, but after this one I will show you the second attempt where I did even more damage than that. And by the way, I think it's not the maximal damage I could do. So if you want to be informed when I will do even more progress on that, please subscribe now to be aware. So you see, I've used AoE because I was sure that I will do 2 turns, because turn meter of the Gamorrean Capitan was pretty low and my Gamorrean is pretty fast. So the first one I did AoE, and the second one I will do just basic, because basic does double hit and it's the maximum damage you can do only with basic. By the way, sometimes basic can be missed, so, and yeah, it's kind of tricky, because with the basic Gamorrean can miss completely. Yeah, but not this time. So you see, damage is quite huge. 2 millions, not bad at all. And I managed to do 38% of the damage, but the second attempt will be even more, so keep watching. Here's the step where we did a mistake, yeah, and now we replayed it. With the hacks on previous step we use mass assist, and we have now fully charged Ultima ability. So let's see how it will go then. Now I always use AoE when possible, because it's much more important to increase your mastery than your siphons, because siphons doesn't give you any damage, only mastery gives you more damage. So what we actually do, we try to increase our mastery and fully charge our ultimate ability by the end of the battle, so we can go to the ultimate ability at the end. Basic stun, of course. By the way, these debuffs for Kylo Ren, they just nothing, because he immune to the damage based on the maximum health. And of course, Ultima Stand. Of course, Ultima Stand. And now we will have exactly 3 turns before be completely dead. And before actually I show the actual result, the final result, I would like to share some information and analysis with you. I've made this Google sheet where I have like first attempt ended with 2800 bonus critical damage. On the second attempt I have already 3300, and you've seen that damage is more than at first attempt. But I also have a kind of plan, a new strategy where I changed a little bit the order of the abilities I used, and I will have to end up even with bigger crit damage bonus, so that on the paper I think I will be able to do a bigger damage in the first phase. If you want to see how it will go, please subscribe now, so to be informed. And you see that we kind of doing the main damage at the end of the battle. That's why I recommend to increase your siphons at the first half of the battle, and then use AoE whenever it's possible at the second half of the battle. So, but you can play with this Google Sheet, you can make a copy, and you can try to find a better strategy that I was able to find. And let's see final stage. 2 times AoE, and the last one is just basic. It's coming. Well, here we have a message. It's not an advertisement, it's just an email come to the right moments, which I cannot cut off from the video, so because then we will not see the numbers. So you see it's almost 3 millions, which is huge, I think. And that's basically it, guys, so see you next time. Yeah, by the way, like it if you like it.